Hi, my name is Mohammed Anas. Along with my fellow group members, Simranjeet Kaur, Jaspreet Kaur, and Suman Devi, we will be giving this presentation for our assessment 3 submitted to Dr. Andrew West. And our group name is Group 2. And Simran will start with the presentation. Over to you, Simran.
Hi everyone, this is Simran. I'm going to talk about my introduction part. First of all, there is a mention that the service technology is described as a technology that helps in customer services. In the second one, there is a mention that manufacturing technology is described as a technology used for improving the quality of product and productivity of company. The presentation sheds light on the differences between manufacturing technology and service technology. So this presentation is all described about the significant as it aims in describing the differences between manufacturing technology and services technology. It also describes the impact or influence of these impacts on the organizational structure and business strategy of any company. Please move to next slide. In the next slide, there is a mention that analysis, which is described about the primary differences between manufacturing and service technology. First of all, there is a mention manufacturing technology and service technology are totally different from each other, but they depend on each other's services. Manufacturing is based on the development of machine for increasing productivity. It also describes service is dependent on the development of IT services for increasing the customer services of the company. So this presentation is briefly described the dependency of a manufacturing and service technology has a different impact as it can hugely effective for various situations. The analysis of a company services is most useful in developing of the company. On the other side, services can be advanced for communicating with customer. Next slide, please. Differences in tangibility of output. In respect to discuss the differences among the service and manufacturing industry, the first point of difference is the tangibility in output. So the tangibility of output of technology has a huge impact on both service and manufacturing technologies. Moreover, there is a mention that the service firm maintain the output such as consultancy, training, or maintenance. There is also mention manufacturing is focusing on physical goods. In the case of intangible output, service technology is applicable for the consultancy, training, or maintenance. In terms of the service of the company, the manufacturing process are developed on the technology, including the manufacturing techniques. The development of the physical goods is to be maintained properly for the company. So next slide will be continued by my friend Jaspreet. Thank you.
Great, I think you might be mute.
Hi, this is Jaspreet.
Yep. All right, you're good.
Can I start now?
Yes, please. Sorry.
Hi. Hi, this is Jaspreet. Here I would like to talk about the difference in production on demand. Firstly, the second point of difference is associated with demand of production between service and manufacturing industry. Secondly, the service technology works on the demand of the customer for communicating with the customers. Apart from this, manufacturing technology is dependent on producing stocks for the future. Moreover, the stocks are developed with the inventory demand of the market. Service technologies are used for communicating with the customer on the demand of the customers for fencing an issue or taking any complaint from the customer. But the manufacturing technology is used for the production of stocks is produced and stored. The stocks are released on demand by the company in an effective manner for analyzing the issues of the company. My second slide is about differences in customer specific production. Firstly, the third point of difference is in customer-specific production between the service and manufacturing industry. Secondly, the service technology is used on the demand of the customer. Apart from this, manufacturing technology produces goods and stocks and release the goods according to the order of the customers. This could be a huge difference in the technical development of the processes. The entire slides explain the service technology is used for providing a service to the customers and the organization with the different segments for the development of the stocks. Developing the stocks helps in the proper improvement of the various sections, which is the most useful approach for any company to develop the procedures for the analysis. And my last slide is about differences in labor requirements. The fourth point of difference is in labor needs among the service and manufacturing industry. Apart from this, the differences in the recruitment process are the most common differences that any company could generate in service technology and manufacturing technology. Moreover, service technology required skilled employees at a high rate of operating the IT system. Apart from this, manufacturing technology required the laborers to have a high rate of carrying heavy products and maintaining their stocks. The differences in the system are very highly useful and could be a huge factor for the company as it is able to develop the common issues within the organizations. The implications of the technology are very useful and it is impacting the choices of the employees as well. And the next slides, read my friend next.
Thank you, Jaspreet. I'll be starting off with the analysis, the influence of the differences on the organizational structure. So the first one basically explains the organizational structures are highly influenced by the organization and are most effective in growing the organizations. The second point explains the differences in service and manufacturing technology influence on the organizational structures and are most effective in growing the organizations. The third point says the differences provide a huge transition of the services, which are the most used approach for the company in developing the company. Whereas the fourth point explains the manufacturing technology and services technology contribute to the growth of any organization. So basically the gist of this slide is that the contribution of the technologies is very useful and is able to provide the proper impact in developing the market for the company. The analysis is based on the services and it is most used approach in any company's evaluation. Moving on to the next slide, which is a continuation. The fifth point basically of this continuation is the impact of the advanced manufacturing issues is very effective in increasing the productivity of the company. The difficult organization structure is most unusual approach by the company that is overcome through the impacts and in respect to its hierarchical organization structures help to build better service technology. Moreover, it says then on the other hand, divisional organizational structure is mostly followed in manufacturing industry, where the use of manufacturing technology influences product line and market. And the last point for this continuation is remote working in the manufacturing process by increasing the efficiency of the market. So basically, this slide explains the technological impacts of the manufacturing scales are very useful as they make the job easy. Moreover, the organizational structure are also impacted by the current situation of the market based on the different processes of the company, and it is the most used approach for the company in delivering the issues to the various segment. Moving on to the next part, which is also the continuation of the analysis, is as per the manufacturing scale, the introduction of the robotics in the organizational structures is highly effective. The organizational structure became very easy and it is focusing on a scale of a huge range, which moves on to the third point of the collaboration with human engineers in making manufacturing easier for the company's evaluation. So basically this slide means that the development of the companies is based on a variety of approaches, and the introduction of robotics and the collaboration of robotics with human engineers are very interesting factors for managing the organization properly. Moving on to the last part of this analysis is the service technology is basically mostly responsible for increasing the role of the human employees and providing a better dimension for working, and thus it influences the organizational structure. Communication is also with the customer become easier. Service system goes on properly. The coordination among the employees becomes more effective for the services. So basically, this slide means that the improvement of technology is the most used approach by the company, but there are a lot of issues with the coordination factors. The issues are mostly useful in developing the current standard for the company. The service technology is very effective in increasing the demand of the customer. So moving on to the next part of this presentation is basically the analysis and the examples of the influences, which I'll be discussing in this slide. So basically, the first point is the evaluation of the IT services in the company. Coca-Cola has a huge impact as it is successful in meeting the demand of the customers properly. Second point, the Coca-Cola is also using CAD services in the manufacturing services of the company for developing the current aspects of the organization. Moving on to the third point, which explains that these are the examples that provide a direction for the company in providing the allocation to the people. So basically, it means that the allocation is mostly useful for the current situations, which can be most useful approach in developing the manufacturing technologies for the organizations. Moreover, Coca-Cola is a company which is using the current situation for development of the various sections of the company. The example of the company defines that there are many aspects that are developed in the company. And finally, my last slide would be regarding the analysis and the issues in the technologies, which emphasizes on the first point, which says that the inventory management is manufacturing technology in any organization is a huge issue, which needs to be recovered properly. Second point describes the rise of the security threat is also considered a huge issue for the company in developing its services. And lastly, due to the security issues, the customer face a lot of problems. So basically, this entire slide means that as per the issues in the manufacturing services currently underlying, most of the companies faces issues in inventory management of the organization. The service technologies faces the security threat, which requires the proper development of the issues of the company and the development of the proper aspects. Now my friend Suman will continue with the presentation. Over to you, Suman. Thank you. Maybe you are mute, Suman.
Thank you, Anas. Hi, this is Suman, and now I will start with findings. The first point is the difference are mostly the same, all the organizations, as the issues are based on the proper service in developing the issues. The second one is manufacturing technology provided the huge benefits, but also had a lot of issues like inventory management. And the last one is the service technology is required to be updated to overcome any kind of threats to the organizations in the various stages. The above factors which I described describes the findings from the study, as the study is mainly developed through the various segments of the organization, providing the proper impact on the different issues. Moreover, the findings are based on the developing the current situation for the overcoming the various segments for the development. In the next slide, which is recommendation, please move on the next slide, Anas. Okay. In this, I will discuss about the recommendation, and the first point is the service system needs to be updated all the time to overcome the issues of in the organization. Second point is the manufacturing technology should be handled with the proper expertise. The third one is the security system needs to be updated for the avoiding any kind of security threats in the company. The recommendations provided above are based on the various sections of the overcoming the issues, and it is the most effective nature for the development of issues and providing the various segments for the company. Now this is the last part of the presentation, that is conclusion. And the first point is it can be concluded that the service technology and the manufacturing technology requires the proper maintenance for working properly. The second thing is the issues can be overcome properly, but there are a lot of service which is required. The issues are required to be overcome in a proper manner for the company. Now it can be concluded with the analysis that the issues are highly useful and are able to describe the system properly through the variety of uses of company development procedures. Thank you.